Okay. So here is week 4, assignment 3, rule-based level systems. Using 2 of the following, I did the L system trees and the wave function collapse. So we go to Unity. So right now I'm just in a scene just with the tree. So with these, I got my own textures for this stuff. A lot of the code with the trees was sort of taken from tutorials from the Unity lists, but I had to edit it some for it's Axioms basic, but I wanted some rules and whatnot. So basically it just tells it what its next thing to do will be, so let's just run it. And I went with pink because I wanted to go for like a Chinese blossom tree. So the pink goes on to the ends, and those create little leaves, quote-unquote leaves. So that's like one iteration of the tree, but then if I run it again, grows again and gives me a new iteration. Sort of the same, sort of different, just kind of rotates stuff some other ways. Yeah, so there's how I made the trees. So then if I go, it's the L system tree, but it needs to be procedurally placed, so that's why I did the wave function collapse content. So I will go to this other scene. So over here, this took me a little bit to try and figure out, but it's the one where you paint the sort of scene you want here, and then it just develops it over here. So it's kind of hard to see. Let me turn this up. So I have these huts that I can go in. Oops, let me fix that. I can go in, I can turn them. Why did I do that? Wrong button. Let me fix that. Okay, now I have the hut back. So, put the hut in. Now it works. I can rotate like the grass, but I'll rotate the huts. So now they're all facing like different. Oh wait, that one's facing the wrong way. Facing different directions. Face that one down. There. So now I have these 4 huts. I can go to their tiles, which holds the different grass, and then I also have the trees as their own prefab, which I'll show in a second. Compile, throw that over, generate. So a lot less huts than earlier. Let me add one more hut. Or 3. Like I said, this is a very weird thing, but took some getting used to. Just throw a couple trees in there. Alright, now I will compile this one, and let's see if we get a better. There we go. Just add some more huts in there. So in here I have just these huts that I made that have the grass, and then some of these grass have trees, so it'll basically grow a tree where it is. All procedurally from this using a waveform. I have the FPS controller to kind of spawn me in. The thing that was really weird was I had to, for this part, I had to turn all my things sideways. which is really weird. This was just a test to throw on here, but I had to turn them all sideways so then I could rotate it. I messed around in the code some so then this wouldn't look normal, but it still took a little bit of trial and error to get it to look right. So yeah, when I press play, it'll generate a new set of huts. It'll grow all the trees. I tried baking the trees, but then that broke it a lot. It would only give me one tree and all the rest would stay down on the ground as like little pink leaves. But like, so here's just a nice little setup, but I can also go generate a new one. Trees are at full length now. I just have little huts and trees. Procedurally put down using the wave systems, like I said. The trees are all L systems. They grow. They run the same like sort of function. Using the, where is it? The rule-based function. So they run this. So they all kind of come up and sprout out nicely. I can make it have more iterations, make it a fuller tree. Also, that would also make them look more different. But it slows down the computer and processing a lot. But yeah. But it's like, as you can see, like a lot of the trees tend to curve one way, then some curve the other way. But their branches and everything are all made through the L systems. I'll show what this looks like from a scene view. So here's the generated one. And then the trees with huts. Moving forward, I want to try and do the example where it was when you kept walking, it would generate it, so it would be like an infinite generation of this. But reading into that, it said that it took a lot of they took a lot of coding to try and just make it so then it could generate it, because they'd have to constantly generate and figure out, okay, so this can be next to this, but this can be next to this, and they had to keep like basically running millions of iterations to try and figure out what's the best way to branch it out. But yeah, so that's the trees and the wave function.